You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, Locked In. This is A Bit Too Much.
But let me tell you something I know about you. You're wearing it on your head. You are a happy, happy boy.
New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Is the happiest I've ever been.
This is definitely something. I mean, this has been also a thing that has for decades not made you happy.
It is like, it's like the hot chick you want to bang more than anybody on the planet.
Yeah.
And
got
she's
old
a
and finally let
tease.
you.
She's a tease. And, you know, like back in high school, she would really like get you amped up and then leave you hanging.
Yeah. Never
then-
really gave you the shot.
And then you didn't talk for 20 years and she came back.
Yeah.
And she finally let you fuck her. And it's even better than you could have imagined.
Yeah.
Like everything you built up in your head that it would be, it's even better.
Yeah, they always say never fuck your heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm telling you, you can fuck your heroes.
So the high school version of this was the Ewing team.
It was the 90s.
The best. Because, you know, that's what I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm like, in our lifetime, I mean, your lifetime has been much longer than mine, but in our...
That's much longer.
You could be my dad. But
much longer.
I mean, technically speaking, I think you actually can be my dad. Not to say that you would.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay, so if I had a kid at 10, like that's what we're
Can
going
you have
with?
a kid at 10? I mean, can you Google this? I don't want that on my phone. Can you reproduce? Not in a gross way with like another 10-year-old, like with a teacher or something.
Right.
You know, the way it should happen. Can you reproduce it? Maybe. All right, maybe not. Maybe 10. I was thinking maybe
I could
you
be
were
your older brother.
Yeah.
Dad's a stretch.
stepdad. If my mom went younger, you could be my stepdad. In fact, she's single, but she. I was thinking about it in our lifetime, like the Knicks, the one good Knicks team I remember in my life. I mean, there's been iterations that, like, there's, you know, maybe 10 years ago, there was a good Knicks team, but the team that everyone really was like, okay, this is you'd hear it every year, this year, and you know, they were just ignoring the fact that Jordan was still alive,
Right?
But that was that 90s team.
1994.
Yeah, that Ewing,
That was
Stark.
their best chance. They got
But that era of them, though, you know,
they
within
got
those,
back to the finals in 99, but Ewing had torn his ACL.
Yes.
They were an 8 seed.
Yeah.
And it
was never, yeah.
And
it wasn't-
they were going up with no Ewing against Tim Duncan and David Robinson Spurs.
Right,
And you
right.
knew they didn't stand a chance. It was like,
I forgot that was the Spurs.
yeah. It was like a Ringo, you know, like just happy to be here situation.
Yeah. Like this is just. It was like that the last time the Mets were there, right?
Yeah.
It was like you're like, let's just ride this out.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is. Let's just enjoy the fact that it's this month, it's October, and we're still having a conversation. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same thing. And that's the last real competitive. I mean, there have been competitive teams since, but that's
Not many.
Yeah.
Like they went through, actually, it's so funny. One of my friends.
the Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony, they had one 50-win team.
Yeah.
And they lost in the maybe they won a round of the playoffs.
But people put that team up there, and I think just maybe because of Carmelo, there was the hype at the moment.
But
Carmelo. I think they thought Carmelo Anthony was like their LeBron, really. You know what I mean?
No, because Phil Jackson, that's when he came back. He traded the farm.
Yeah.
To get Carmelo.
Right.
So they couldn't surround him with anybody.
Yeah.
So they had one like 50-win year, and maybe, I can't remember, maybe they won one round of the playoffs, but other than that, they were mostly garbage teams with Carmelo.
So it really has been since that mid-90s.
94 was their last, before this, it was their last real legitimate chance to win the finals.
That's Ewing, Starks,
Oakley. Yeah, that was that team.
Yeah. And that era, like I mean, as a kid, and I followed basketball much more closely then than I do now. But like that era, you know, it's like that was Jordan's decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a rough. The 6 of those years are marked for Jordan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of dudes that would have had multiple rings got 0 because they played in that same decade.
No, one thing I remember as a kid going to games at MSG where Jordan, because my dad would get, as a barber, would get tickets like from customers. They would have like season tickets. I'm like, oh, and my brother was a Bulls fan. So they'd be like, oh, do you want to take your kid? So we'd go watch Jordan at MSG, and it was like they won every one of those games we went to. The Bulls did. I mean,
who's giving their barber tickets to see Michael Jordan at MSG?
Yeah, well, I think these are people who like had tickets and like barely went to games, so they were constantly giving them away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think these are real basketball fans, because why would you? We got a bunch of we saw Jordan come to town 5 times.
That's insane.
Yeah,
because you could have sold those tickets.
I know. He really should have, but I don't know. You know, I don't know who the person giving it to him, what his mentality was. But dude, we went to go see. It was amazing for us.
Yeah,
we were like, holy shit, we're watching. Everyone knew, even at the time, like, this is going to be the best player. But now here you are, 2026. You finally have it.
And it just happened so fast. Like, it didn't feel like, if you watch the regular season, it didn't feel like this is a championship. It felt like this is a good squad.
Right.
But ultimately, they're going to break your heart. That's what happens.
That's what happens as a Knicks fan.
That's what you've been conditioned to believe.
That's what happens with the orange and blue New York teams.
Yeah.
When every time they look like they have promise, you're like, no. You even know as a fan after a while to just not get that. You still watch, you're still a fan, but you just know to never really hype yourself up, no matter how good they look.
That's what happened this year, this whole playoff run. And it was just like, they weren't just squeaking by. I mean, the finals, you know, those games were all dogfights, but leading up to the finals, they were blowing teams out.
They were dominating.
They swept 2 teams. They were winning teams by 40, 50, 60 points.
Yeah.
And even then, I felt sick to my stomach. Like, it's weird. It's like I almost didn't get to enjoy this run until it was over. And you could look back and be like,
didn't really
shit,
have the faith.
because you kept waiting for the other shoe to drop.
They were so hot in the playoffs that you were like, this is gonna, because you see that sometimes where a team will, in any sport, where a team will go on like, and they're like, oh, you just won like 10 straight games, or you know, whatever, 8 out of your last 10 games. You're like, you're kind of blowing your load here. Like, there's no way that's going to sustain, and that happens all the time.
Kept saying that,
and then they fall off.
I kept saying that. I was in like 45 different text groups about the Knicks. My phone's blowing up every single game.
Yeah.
And you just kept waiting, like, well, this is going to run out. There's
no way this is going to sustain.
This is not sustainable.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the Knicks are the only team, they win 13 straight playoff games.
Yeah.
Right? From the game 3 Atlanta lost all the way through game 1 of the finals. They win 13 in a row.
Jeez.
Game 2 of the finals, I'm sorry. They won both in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Game 3, they lose by 4 points. And you're like, this, of course.
Here it goes.
Here it comes.
About to swing.
Yep. Here it comes. They're getting all that momentum. They're gonna win. Of course, they're gonna win 4. And then they're up 29 points in game 4. And you're like, here it comes.
Right. This is now going to go 2-2, and
go
also
2-2, and then
out.
back to San Antonio. We're getting our balls kicked in.
You know what's wild? So game 4 at halftime, Wu-Tang performs.
Yeah.
And Method Man goes, Knicks in 5. As they're down 20, or at the time it's 27, right? Because I think it went to, they're down 27 points. He goes, Knicks in 5. You're like, shut up! Like, when you just had that canned and you didn't think about that. And for him to then have been right while they were down 27, and then when, you know, one more basket, 29. Also, do you remember a series of either basketball, hockey, or baseball where every one of the fucking games was like the final game? Like,
so
every one of those games was crazy.
They said in every single game, at the 4-minute mark, it was a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
With 4 minutes to go in the game, it was a
yeah.
1-possession game in every single game. And it was the closest finals since the last Knicks championship team in 73. That was the last time every game was that close.
That close, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because you think like, all right, that'll happen once or twice in a series, in a finals series of a sport, and you're going, holy shit, that game was amazing, or it'll happen in the last game. I mean, 5 straight fucking games of that. I mean, just heart attack inducing.
Yeah.
Like every one of those games, I was like, Ken might die tonight.
The Knicks were down double digits in every single game that they won in the finals.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And even seeing them always come back and win every time they got down, I'd be like, here it comes.
Yeah.
That
game 4 ending too was like,
I was a lunatic with my wife and stepdaughters.
You must have been so fucking annoying.
I was so annoying. I was demanding that everybody, like all day long, I'd be like, are you locked in? Are you sending the Knicks positive energy? Are you thinking good thought? Are you visualizing the Knicks walking off the court in victory? And I would tell them, lock in.
Nothing for probably the whole playoffs, but especially for that week that they're in the finals. You must have been so fucking intolerable. They probably weren't able to have a conversation with you about anything
my
else.
Stepdaughters, I've forced them to wear the same clothes. It was good luck. I made the 14-year-old wear her cat jersey every single game.
What's wrong with you?
And I'm texting them. She's at school, and I'm texting like, I know you're at school, but are you locked in? One of the games, it was
insufferable asshole.
It was game 4. She goes up not game 4. It was I think it was like game 2. The Knicks were down.
Yeah.
It was the game that Brunson stole the ball at the end.
Yeah.
And they won by 1 point.
Yeah.
Spurs were up big towards the end of that game, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, all of a sudden I see one of my stepdaughters isn't there, and the Knicks are down, and I'm like, somebody's not locked in. And then I call up to my stepdaughter. I'm like, are you locked in? And she comes down, she shows her head at the stairs. She's in her pajamas. She's trying to go to bed.
Oh, she
took her cat jersey off.
Oh, no.
And I was like, put your jersey back on and get your ass down here. And she was like, I have school. I want to go to bed. I was like, fuck school. Put your
school. I need this.
She put her jersey back on, and as soon as she came back down, they turned her around and won the game. And I told her that's the importance of locking in.
You know what I equate this to from the perspective of your stepdaughter? Mm-hmm. When a man has dementia, and he goes, Ruth, and he's saying his wife's name to his daughter, and they go, you know what, we got to just do this for him. Yeah, sure, I'm Ruth. Okay, Dad, I'm Ruth. They're like, she's like, I want to go to bed. Yeah. Your reality right now is not my reality, right? I'm doing this just for you. And now I'm ready to go to bed. Fine, like I've been with you, fine. And now you're screaming up at me like a senile maniac.
Great analogy.
But put the jersey back.
Yes.
Oh, he thinks I'm his best friend from high school. Yeah. I got to go play the part to not upset him, because every time crazy dementia daddy gets upset, he fucking screams and cries.
The best part is game 4. They're down 27 at the half. And I'm like, well, they just lost game 3.
Yeah.
Here comes the avalanche.
Yeah.
We're getting blown out.
It did feel that way, yeah.
The girls are still watching the game. I just turned the TV off, and I said, I'm going to bed. Fuck these losers. And they were like, what? And I was like, this is my fault, because I allowed hope to creep into my heart. I knew better. The entire playoff run, when they're blowing everybody out, I was like, I'm not getting my hopes up. They're down 27 at the half, and I'm like, this is my fault. And I told the girls, I was like, let this be a lesson to you. You don't hope for good things, because you never get them. And then I went to bed, and I turned on I turned on I was like, I gotta like I watched that Michael Jackson documentary.
Wait. The one where
the Netflix one about
I thought you meant the one where all the kids were like,
no, not the one.
I need something to make me smile.
Yeah.
Let me put on this creep.
But I kept checking the score on my phone.
The new one, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I saw it was 15 in the fourth, so I turned off Michael and I just started watching in bed. I took my Ambien at halftime because I was like, I'm not staying up to watch them get their balls kicked in.
Yeah.
So I took an Ambien. At one point, I went outside to smoke a joint to like settle myself down. And Ambien makes you like a little, I don't remember everything I do.
Yeah, Ambien's fucked up. Yeah. I haven't taken it in years, but Ambien is fucked up.
The Knicks start their comeback. You know, they start chipping away.
Yeah.
My wife is falling asleep. My wife is falling asleep now, and she said she wakes up because I am on the floor on my knees, hands clasped.
You might actually have dementia.
Like in prayer.
You might actually be you might have lost your mind.
I'm talking to God, saying, I never ask you for shit. Can you just let the Knicks win this game? If you let the Knicks win this game, I'll become a Catholic. I'll do whatever you want.
Wait,
yeah.
Wait, pause right there.
Yeah.
Pause right there.
Yeah.
So I like that in your mind, there's a God to speak to, right?
Yeah.
So you've taken the moment, you're praying. There's a God to speak to.
Never prayed before.
And in your mind, the only
people
way
in my life have died like slowly.
Yeah.
And I was never like, oh God, please, because it just felt silly.
Well, this was more important. But here's the fascinating thing about what you just said. There's a God, you believe in him in this moment, you're speaking to him, you're praying to him because you want the Knicks to win so badly. But in your mind, the only way to really convince him of that as a Jewish man is to tell him, I'll even become Catholic. Like as if that's more of a devotion to him than being Jewish.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand how crazy I'll get. I'll even be Catholic.
Listen, if you look around at how Jews have been treated historically, it's hard to believe that God is a Jewish God, right? So in my brain,
His son is Jewish.
In my brain, I'm like,
His stepson.
There's got to be a Catholic God or something, you know? Maybe Muslim, but if he's Muslim and I pray to him, he's going to see right through that.
Yeah. He wouldn't even answer the door for you.
So after turning the TV off and like stomping around the house talking about this is my fault,
a senile person,
they win the game. You know, they come back. OG gets that tip in.
Yeah.
And I ran downstairs screaming, I never gave up hope. I never lost faith. It was
I wish you fell down those stairs like a Family Guy character. You ever see Family Guy characters fall?
Yeah.
That's how I wish you fell down those stairs.
Yeah.
just crippled at the end of the stairs.
I would have kept running. I would have just gotten up and kept running, shouting about the Knicks.
That game 4 ending. I mean, that, you know, there's moments as a sports fan, you know, both of those Giants Super Bowl wins had those like kind of incredible catches that, you know, there's those moments where you're like, the athlete just is in a different place for like, they're suspended in the air for a second. I mean, when you see where he started to make his way to the hoop when that 3-point shot was taken, like it's as if his mind was just like, you need to be there for this, because he was outside the fucking paint.
They didn't even guard him. He's the guy that threw he's the one that checked the ball in.
Yeah.
He made the inbound pass and nobody guarded him, so he threw the ball to Brunson and just beelined over to the basket.
Yeah. That was incredible, because you just that's the point, that's the place where you go, like, when athletes make incredible plays, you're like, something else took over there. Like, that's not just like, here's my strength and conditioning. I actually have to be physically able to make that play. But there's an instinct that kicks in with like championship athletes. You know what I mean? In those moments, like they can't necessarily replicate all those things all the time. But in those championship moments where you go, that was almost godlike. That's crazy.
But the thing is, the Knicks have been on the receiving end of those plays time and time again.
Oh, decades.
You know, yeah.
Decades.
Where it's, just as far back, as recently as last season against Indiana when Halliburton hits that shot. So it was like, I couldn't even comprehend that ball had just bounced in our favor.
1 second left.
And then it was
1.5 second left.
Yeah.
At that
and then
point,
I was convinced that they were going to hit a buzzer beater to win the game. It's the Spurs. Even after that, 1.5 seconds left, I was like, they brought me this far just to
let me down. One of my favorite,
because that's what you get used to with
one
them.
of my favorite things in that, and I know in actuality in a basketball game you can get a shot off, and that you get a shot off in that time. But like the announcer goes, plenty of time to get a shot off. I'm like, it's a second and a half. Will you stop with plenty of time? It's not plenty of time.
In the NBA,
it's enough time, but it's not plenty of time.
Yeah, you don't have a ton of time. Yeah,
but that's what he said.
I agree with
plenty of time to get a shot off. I'm like, all right, prick. Like, that's kind of a dick move. That's almost like the announcer was like, they're going to live. Like, he even thought, like, this isn't going to work out. There's so much time left. It was 1.6 seconds left.
Game 5, the game that they clinched.
Yeah.
My neighbor.
Well, at the end of game 4, did you think like, okay, we got this?
No. Up 3-1.
A 3-1, and that ending at game 4.
That even with that ending, I'll admit I was like, well, this looks good.
Yeah.
You've
It's
going to be tough to beat this team 3 in a row after getting your heart snatched like that.
With also now 4 straight fucking nail biter games. Like this is like taking a toll.
Yeah.
Wemby's limbs cannot handle that.
Can I just tell you that Wemby is a dirty French fuck?
Oh yeah, he's also there's compilations. Go on TikTok and look at compilations of him faking fouls or throwing people. I mean, wow, what a shithole he is.
Yeah.
To be fair, if you grow up with absolute cartoonish limbs like that,
no, he's dirty, man. He's dirty.
There's something. He's the what was that hard character? The Slender Man.
I was Slenderman. That's
he's
so funny.
Man.
That's what my daughter calls him.
Because he's freakish looking. He looks fake when you watch him because he's not just a tall guy. It's because his limbs are so skinny that it looks fake. It's like this looks like CGI. This looks like something like. Maybe it looks like a statue in a horror film, and then also it starts coming at you and the limbs go crazy. Like, the way he moves, I'm like, how are you an athlete? Like, obviously, height is important for basketball, but it's like, you're...
But that dude is athletic. Like, it's weird. But it legit... I'm okay now because the Knicks won and nobody got hurt.
He had some dirty fucking moves.
For however long that series took, I was racist against French people. I was like, you know what? Fox News may have had a point with that. Freedom fries? I was like, bring back freedom fries. Fuck Wemby. Can I tell you my absolute favorite? So there's so many great moments out of this. And watching all of the celebrating, like watching people pouring into the streets after they won in New York.
Yeah.
I saw one today where a brass band just like dude with a tuba and a sax
like, what is
and
this,
a
New
trumpet.
Orleans?
That's what it started to, and everyone's in the street partying.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is a New Orleans vibe in New York City. It was so cool.
It's a rare thing. And I think too, like you've had New York teams win things. Obviously, Yankees have all those World Series wins. You have the Giants, Jersey, but it's a New York team winning. But I think it's just like basketball is a different sport in that way. I think it hits people differently, and it's because they play in New York City.
In the city,
they're in the city. So when you're in New York City, just often when you're in Midtown during basketball season, you just oftentimes see people in Knicks jerseys heading to Madison Square Garden. It's like it is a heartbeat of that part. You know what I mean? Like it is a major part of the city. So I think it's a different thing. I think like New York really felt that win Also because it's been so long and no one celebrating had them win in their lifetime. But most of those people celebrating are just getting caught up in the hype too. Like those aren't all basketball fans, but New York's like, holy fuck. There's some great videos out there of that shit.
The people beating on the Spurs fans and the dude egging Wemby. Those aren't Knicks fans. Those were knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Drunk. Yeah. Looking for a problem.
I watched a Spurs fan I think it was in the subway. He took on the whole subway like a movie. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's like solid big dude. This video went on for 5 minutes and he was just decking people, looking for more. He was like Bane and Batman. Yeah. I was like, I was rooting for him. I was like, get him.
I was rooting for a couple. Watching some of the videos, you saw some cheap shots on Spurs fans. Yeah. And it's like,
hey, this isn't Philly.
But
whoa!
But also, you're not a real Knicks fans are nauseous because they're waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Amped up and excited.
We're not that amped up. It's like real Knicks fans were refusing to believe what their own eyes showed them.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
They're not going to Knicks in 5 motherfuckers. Yeah, they're not doing that.
There wasn't any of that.
That's true.
This is my absolute favorite story to come out of the finals. My father-in-law calls me up after they win, and he's like, I got to tell you something. They live in a 55 and older community. They actually live in the same development as my parents. But my father-in-law tells me there's this guy in the neighborhood. It's like the neighborhood jerk-off. Nobody likes this dude. He's losing friends. Not like dying, but like people just don't want to hang out with this dude because they think he's a jerk off. My father-in-law and mother-in-law still go to dinner with him and his wife because they like the wife. They say the wife is like a real sweetheart. So they would still go out to dinner with them. So this dude, before the series starts, says to my father-in-law, he's like, so who do you think's going to win? My father-in-law's like, well, the Knicks. I'm rooting for the Knicks. Yeah. And this guy's like, Knicks aren't going to win. Spurs are going to win. And my father-in-law's like, I don't think so. And this dude's like, I'm telling you. He was like, right before game 1, he's like, I'll call you tonight after they lost.
Nice.
And
I like it. I like his confidence. His arrogance.
Spurs went up big in game 1. And he calls while the Spurs are up. He calls my father-in-law. My father-in-law bounces him the voicemail. He's like, I don't want to deal with this guy.
Yeah.
The dude leaves a message like, oh, you're not even man enough to pick up. Like, by the way, this dude has got to be 80 plus years old. This isn't like, this is just some old asshole.
I like how douchebags never die.
Yeah.
Like if you're a douchebag, you're just old, like an 80-year-old douchebag, like high school level douchebag, but at 80 is kind of amazing.
Father-in-law ignores it. Game 2, the dude calls the Spurs, and the Knicks came back and won. Yeah. But he doesn't reach out.
Yeah. Then
Game 2, Spurs are up big. He calls while the Spurs are up. Same thing. Oh, I thought you said the Knicks were going to win. Spurs in 5, whatever. And father-in-law doesn't react. Spurs win game 3. This dude leaves a message gloating. Oh,
they're already in that, but they're down 2-1 at this.
They're down 2-1, and this guy is still calling up, breaking his balls. He calls game 4 when they're up big.
Halftime, yeah.
Yeah, about to be 2-2. Still not picking up the phone or whatever. Game 5. Game 5 goes, I don't know if he calls when the Knicks were down 16, but game 5 ends. And my father-in-law is now amped up. And he goes, you know what? Fuck it. I'm calling this guy. He picks up the phone and calls the guy. And the guy answers.
And the guy's dead. And his wife answers. He died. He died right before the game ended.
The guy answers. And he's like, oh, now I'm hearing from you. He's like, at least I'm, got balls enough to pick up the phone.
So now it's about that. Now it's about the fact that he didn't answer.
So My father-in-law says, I don't know what came over me. And he told me this dude is the worst jokes, and he's always making fun of his wife, which makes everybody uncomfortable.
His own wife.
Right.
Yeah.
The jerk off. So my father-in-law calls, and the guy's like, all right, Nick's won. At least I picked up. My father-in-law says, I don't know what came over me. He says, I didn't call to gloat. I just called to let you know you're an asshole. So this dude goes, what? He's like, what are you, crazy? I'm just breaking your balls. You're going to call up and call me an asshole? And he goes, and I'll tell you something else. Your jokes are stupid. And the reason you keep losing friends is because everybody thinks you're a fucking asshole. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hung up on him. And then he called me and he's like, it just all came out. It was like once my mouth opened, I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And
he
I'm
got
like,
caught up in the Knicks hype.
He's like,
the Knicks did it.
And I feel bad.
Oh, he's
and
not
I
bad.
was like, I was like, this is the neighborhood jerk off.
Yeah.
I was like, and we fucking won.
Right.
I said, give me his number. I'll tell him to go fuck himself. Like, I'll call this guy right now.
And now you're all bullying an 80-year-old.
But I said to him the next day, I said, I know you feel a little bad, but how good does it feel knowing you never got to go to dinner with this guy again?
Right.
And he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. He was like, that is pretty great. My fucking father-in-law told this guy to go fuck himself over the Knicks.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful story.
The Knicks winning gave him the confidence. Wait, so they're in a community you'd say in Florida?
No, Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Just the way you said it made my mind go to Florida.
Yeah.
You didn't say Florida, but my mind thought Florida because I know so many people who are at retirement age that go to Florida. And they all have those neighborhoods, and there's it's not the first time I have heard that. Oh, in our retirement community, there's this prick who just drives everyone nuts. I'm not kidding. I know 3 different people who have that one particular person who I'm very close with, who's like talks about his neighbor who's like just this unbelievable prick, and everyone hates him. But it's funny because you would think at some point, I think for most people, they could be aggressive when they're younger, and it kind of dissipates. They soften when they get married. They soften a little more when they have kids. They soften a little more when they have a health scare. There's things that kind of go like take that piss and vinegar out of a guy. But some guys never stop. Some unbelievable pricks. It's going to be Wemby when he's 80. Actually, I don't know if someone that tall could live to 80, but you think he'll... You know what I mean? Like there's some people that never stop being douchebags.
Yeah.
Most people, it dissipates. But this guy's just like, fuck it.
I like that.
And that's unbelievable. I like that the Knicks won, and he was like, this is my... He just fucking word vomited and said it.
He was like, your jokes suck. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's as personal as it gets.
Jokes suck. Everyone feels bad for your wife.
Never mind. I can shake off, go fuck yourself. Everybody feels bad for your wife, but my jokes suck. Like, that's...
Like, that's going too far, sir.
It is the greatest. But the thing is, like, now I almost don't know.
Don't do it yourself.
What to do with myself.
You were so deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That you don't know
and
what
then
to do.
it was like, so my brother-in-law.
This is what happened to war vets.
What's
happening to you right now.
For the last 4 years, all we have talked about since we've been in each other's lives, every time we see each other, we're just talking Knicks.
Yeah. But you'll have next season to talk about
and
it.
now
they're
it's,
gonna be
I know, but it's always what if, like, maybe this year,
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like it happened, and I'm like, I don't know what else
The
I could.
conversation changes
I don't know
next
what
year.
to talk to this dude about.
Well, next
now.
year it's going to be like anything less than that will feel like a disappointment.
But no, because I feel like
You don't think so?
I feel like
Because that's what happens. With
you wanted to see it so bad you would almost make a deal. Like, I don't care what happens in the next 10 years. Let me see one.
Yeah.
Because I saw something that was crazy. So they said 2/3 of New York, 75% of New York was born after they won their last championship.
Oh, shit.
So 2/3 of the people that were born in New York City
For sure.
never saw this happen. Yeah.
3 years ago, whatever,
Yeah.
like 53 years ago,
Yeah.
I think was the last championship. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't expect that they're going to be able to do this next year. They've been real deep in the playoffs for the last few years.
Yeah.
A lot of tread on those tires. Going to lose some free agents. Like injuries start piling on.
Well, they lose some players for sure,
Yeah.
especially if some people are at the end of their contract and had a good finals
Well,
performance.
they
can get picked up.
got all the starters are under contract. It's like you
They're not losing
probably
anyone major.
you may lose Mitchell Robinson because he
Yeah.
could probably be a starter for a lot of teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, you could ride this high for a little bit longer. You could, because you know what you could do? Because it was such a happening in New York. There's videos of 2,000 people outside on the street singing New York.
Yeah.
Like
It's cool.
both the Frank Sinatra and the Alicia Keys versions of New York. There's videos of both of those, and you're like, holy shit! Like it's a moving thing, especially in New York. I feel like it's just New York specifically coming together on anything is always kind of amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like
Because it's such a disgruntled place.
in my lifetime, with the
9/11.
the days following 9/11,
Yeah.
you saw the city, but they weren't celebrating.
No,
it was like everybody
the
everybody
togetherness.
was together, but it
Yeah.
was somber.
Yeah.
This is like everybody's together
For the right
and it's
reason,
a
yeah, for a
giant
good
fucking
reason.
party.
You're right. I don't think in my lifetime there has ever been a thing that is tied together. Before this, there was ever a thing that tied together New York, like 9/11, unfortunately, because the aftermath of that was like everyone was really on their best behavior for a minute, and really not even just best behavior, but people were really kind to each other for a little bit. Like people were just like holding doors longer. Like kind of like, strangers being like, hey man, come on. There was a like, holy fuck, we all just saw the worst thing ever. So to see it in a positive light is different, but you're right. That is crazy to have to compare it. Because you know what I mean? If you think about what has ever tied New York together in that way, because New York people don't look at each other.
Right.
People put their heads down. Like for people who are New Yorkers and they move either out of New York or other parts of New York that are not like where I am, people say hi to you. It still freaks me out sometimes. I'm not used to people saying hi to me in the street. So it's a rare thing when New York's really outwardly where the vibe is throughout the city. I was walking through the city on the night of game 1 before tip-off, and there was like, I mean, when I'm not even really exaggerating and say like you could actually feel like there's electricity in the air. Like I'm not even a giant basketball fan or a Knicks fan. I'm walking through the street and I'm like, holy fuck, I feel something going on. You could just see it. It's like everyone was like buzzing. It's kind of crazy.
Here's the other thing though, because if you're a New Yorker, half New York is Yankees fan, the other half are Mets fans.
Yeah.
Half New York is Rangers fans, the other half Islanders fans.
Giants, Jets.
Giants, Jets. It's like, Brooklyn's got a team, but nobody gives a shit about Brooklyn.
But it also wasn't
they
always
were
their
the New
team.
Jersey. Yeah. So all
It's still
you
new.
have are holdovers from when the Nets were in New Jersey, and then, corporate.
Yeah, Brooklyn. But Brooklyn doesn't really have a fan. Brooklyn Nets don't really have a fan
Right.
base like that.
There's not. You don't have half of the city is devoted to the Nets.
There's
it's
there's no
the
Brooklyn
Knicks
Nets
run that
Spike
town.
Lee.
Right.
Spike Lee finally got a ring is the way I think of it. It's like he's put in more work than almost anyone.
I don't know. I'll tell you what I don't like about Spike Lee.
I mean, there's a lot of obnoxious shit he does on the sideline, but at courtside.
He went to the Met Gala
Yeah.
during a playoff game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, I thought you were a real one.
He's got obligations.
Timothy Chalamet, that dude, the Knicks did what no Timothy Chalamet movie ever did for me. It made me like a huge Timothy Chalamet fan.
You're because he was there.
He was there for every single game.
Yeah.
What's her name? Kylie
Yeah, whatever.
Jenner
Yeah.
is going to the Met Gala by herself. That's a fun,
Yeah.
That's how I would be if I'd be like, I know you're the hottest chick on the
like
planet.
That's takes
but I'll
some
be at the
balls
Nick game. You go to the Met Gala.
It's only because he's also very famous. Because if she was with a not famous guy and he was a big Knicks fan, he probably would have had to go there. He's got a little leverage. He's also really famous.
Yeah.
Oh, they need me at the Knicks game. Spike Lee was always so obnoxious. I remember in the 90s, like, kind of made me I feel like Spike Lee got me to hate the Knicks for a little bit in the 90s because he was so obnoxious. I never really hated the Knicks, but you know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh God, like, you know, I remember with the Reggie Miller, like, taunting on the side and all that shit. It's like, all right, just stop. Reggie
Miller is such an overrated Knicks killer.
Yeah, but it happened.
He had a handful of games, but
But
I think he actually had a losing record against them in the playoffs.
I don't think it's that his numbers were like that. He wasn't Jordan in that sense, but he had a few games that were like historic.
Yeah,
where he just went off.
You know, I saw
one specific one, right? Like there was like one. I feel like there was one.
Yeah, he scored like 7 points in the last 8 seconds or something.
It was some
and
crazy
came back and won.
shit. And then he was like mocking. I think he was like giving it back to Spike Lee in one of the games. You know what I mean? There was just like a historic moment. I don't think. You're right. I don't think it's not that he was a giant Knicks killer. I think he just had some like historic moments. Against the Knicks.
I was at the game in '99 when they advanced to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the game where Larry Johnson hit that 4-point play. And I've been to the I'm fortunate. I have friends who have unbelievable seats, and I had a friend that used to have a corporate box.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get invited to I've been to hundreds of Knicks games, Rangers games.
Yeah.
I've seen every concert there that I've ever wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen championship fights at the Garden. I never heard it as loud as when Larry Johnson hit that 4-point.
Yeah.
And the electricity in the building spilled out into the streets.
Right.
And this wasn't even to send them to the finals. It was to send them to Indiana to play Game 6, which they won and went to the finals.
Right.
So it's not even like it was a clinching. It won the game.
Right.
But the electricity in that building spilled out into Penn Station, onto all the trains. The entire train ride back to New Jersey was a fucking party.
You could feel it. Yeah.
And I had convinced myself that I'd seen the most iconic shot in Knicks of my lifetime in Knicks history.
At the time it was,
Yeah, and that would never be topped, you know, because they were never going to win a championship, but at least I got to be at that one.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't even know that people are going to talk about the 4-point play all that much anymore now that because you got the tipping, you got OG's tipping.
The tipping. That's going to define that. That's going to be that's going to be the moment for sure.
Have you seen Mikal Bridges on Instagram Live? He's been drunk for days celebrating.
It's amazing.
Saw him drunkenly singing New York to his dog.
The team is very funny, by the way.
Great team.
Like,
hysterical.
Really hilarious guys. I was watching one where there was a reporter, I guess, who walked in eating chicken wings. This is during the season, though. I don't even know if it was this year.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, but a reporter walked in and Josh Hart saw him, and Brunson was like, "Don't, I see him too, just don't." And he's like, "You're really gonna walk in here and eat chicken wings?" And then like Josh Hart brought chicken wings into a press conference like after. I mean, just funny motherfuckers.
Yeah,
like you watch them and you're like, you know what? I'm really fucking happy they won, because that's like a group of guys that genuinely, because you can tell they're all fucking with each other a little bit, like that they're enjoying each other's time. They're not all just like, oh, God send us here, like those like stereotypical like post game interviews. Like they're actually having a good time. They're laughing. Like that's a group of guys you want to see win, even if you're not a Knicks fan. I think you can recognize that that's like a fun group of guys.
My dad would talk to me about those 70s teams, the Willis Reed and Clyde Frazier teams, and that 73 team in particular. And he would talk about how unselfish they were and how it was really team ball.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
There wasn't a
about
guy.
there wasn't a guy.
Yeah.
You know, like Willis Reed was the guy, but he had a good supporting cast, and they all sacrificed personal glory.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were a small ball team, great outside shooters, like everything about this squad mirrors that squad.
Yeah, that's this team, yeah.
And it's like, this is that for my you know, not just our generation, but
no, it is, and it's a kind of incredible thing to see in especially in an era when you're thinking about like, you know, the teams that got built around like LeBron and like how those teams were like put together.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the way the Yankees were for a while, you know, when you're like, oh, they could just afford everyone. They can get great players. You know what I mean? Like even more so with the LeBron teams. Like, I mean, you really are stacking those teams. It's always like not winning championships is kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
Like you've got everything, which is not necessarily how a championship team works. You can't just stack a team with great players and expect them to win championships.
Chemistry.
There's a chemistry is more. I mean, the Knicks team this year is showing that it's like more important than having a single LeBron like Jordan like guy. But then you think of those, like anytime those teams won, it also was a great team.
Yeah.
Like Jordan. I mean, the Last Dance documentary is such a great. Like
I've seen that so many times.
It's such a great documentary, but really like taking you through the history of like the Pistons being a thorn in his side and like him not winning those games, like because he didn't have the team yet. He had to develop probably a little more himself, but he didn't have the team yet. And then adding those players on, and so you were talking about before, you were like, "What do I do now?" One of the craziest things is like hearing Jordan talk now, like he's just still competitive. He's still kind of, it's like, and I think like when you ask those guys like, well, now what do you do? It's always going to be like, well, nothing's ever going to top what I did there.
I know, but you know
I don't
what?
think those guys are like, oh, I did it and I'm happy. I think they're like, oh, if I could just fucking go back, I would. I think they all think like, I think like someone at that high level thinks that way.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Jordan's way too competitive to be like, I'm just happy I did it. I was in it for the ride. He's like, I would go and win one today if I could.
Yeah.
If I could replace my knees and somehow be competitive again, I'd go back and win it today. He's not content.
I've already rewatched Game 4 twice, and I've rewatched Game 5 once.
Yeah.
I had
Game 4 would be fun to rewatch because you can watch them go
without
down
the pressure.
Without
the
down 27,
anxiety.
going like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great when they come back. You know?
Yeah. It's nice watching it again without any upset stomach.
Yeah, just like actually taking in the plays and
pacing.
stuff. Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just gonna ride this high all summer. I'm gonna reread all my Knicks books. I'm gonna reread Blood in the Garden about the '90s Knicks because I'm like, well, now it is a happy ending.
You've always been a Knicks fan, but now this is your identity. Yeah. This is who you are now.
Yeah, for the summer anyway.
I can't wait till you're disappointed again. It's too much.
I don't.
It really is a lot. You're being a lot, and I feel bad for everyone involved.
You should. Today I was trying to convince my stepdaughter. She's graduating junior high tomorrow. I'm trying to convince her to wear her cat jersey over her gown.
Just leave her. She won. She was there. They won. Just leave her alone.
But I missed the unity of like the family locking in.
No.
Even though they were just humoring me.
They weren't locking in. They were locked down by you. You held them hostage. You have to release them now. This is let it go. That's not unity. They were literally like, Daddy's got dementia. We've got to like just make sure he doesn't scream and fuck. Like, let him go now.
Yeah.
I want you to do me a favor tonight. Go home. So you're gonna let it go. Lay your head down and just die. just not. It's not that I want you dead, but it might just be best for everyone.
Jesus.